Yo, what is going on, guys? Aspect Game back once again in GTNH, and today we're playing Project Singularity. I've been on the server for about a week now, so I finally got settled in. I got a lot of free stuff from people on the server. Originally, I was starting with Toby Fox, however, I've been recruited to join Hecuba and Logan's team, and therefore I'm going to bring as much proprietary information from Toby Fox as I can over to here, because we're a little bit behind in the progression now. But you know, we're going to drag ourselves out. We are going to become a very interesting group, I believe. I'm working on a lot around the base already. One thing is a new machine room. This is going to be for LV machines. The general idea, I got to work on it still, but we're going to have machines that go down a line like this, so we can parallel them very easily and kind of hide them and keep them nice and tidy. We'll see if we like that setup. And then pretty much everywhere else, we're just going to throw random machine setups and just see what happens with it. Yeah, right now we just have machines thrown about like this. We can make a machine wall over here or something and like have like polyethylene lines, things like that. I'm also working on grabbing us mob spawners. So I'm working on a witch farm. That's a work in progress right now. That's going to be the focus of this episode most likely. And I'm going to be working on Thaumcraft as well. So I got a bit of a start on that. Thanks to Neurotic Goose, I now have every Thaumcraft research for the most part completed. That was a fun time because taking a tome of knowledge sharing with over 1,000 warp on it, yeah, that's a really good experience on like a terrible old laptop that I was playing on at the time. So that was fun. I also have some new tech here. I didn't know about this till now, but you can cover a crucible with microblocks like this, and if you do this, you can put any amount of aspects in here, and no matter what you do, you won't create flux. There's nothing to clean up, because you physically blocked all the locations that the flux can spawn in. I just have V-shrooms over here as well, so I can charge my wands. But yeah, I got a lot of nice stuff, got a good jump start. Turns out the pack's pretty easy when you just join an LV and everyone gives you really OP stuff. With that, I set out to make my first build of the server, our very own witch farm. There's going to be so many problems solved by this farm, it's insane, and it's such an easy build that anyone can make it. Even if you can't move the spawners yourselves, just go find one of those witch summoning circles and build your farm around the spawners. The witch loot table contains an absurd amount of useful items, and these witches are also guaranteed to spawn as infernals, which is going to further extend the loot table to make this truly OP. Now let me explain this. This is like similar to Soy's setup, but I mean there's only so many ways to set up a witch farm. So I went and grabbed the witch spawners and the diamond dolly and brought them over to here. The diamond dollies just take polyethylene, which I could get right now. We just don't have it because we are poor at the moment. But I got this from Toby Fox, and then I brought my spawners here. They pretty simply just get pushed by water to the middle. They get hit by the big spike. The spike then drops all the items down a small hole. There's an ethereal glass that is inverted here, so that items can fall through, but I could stand there if I want to. So, the reasons you might want to stand there is to get XP. Another reason is to get orbs for Thaumcraft to charge your wand. So if you want to stand there, you gotta fill your inventory with something so you don't get a million witches' hand in your inventory. And then from there, all the items go down here. Iron door, I guess, is in here as well. Can I add that to the iron filter? I guess I'll macerate them down. I do have a spot, let's go. Every greedy chest is taking out different items from the centralized golden barrel. The gold barrel is gathering items by grabbing them with an item collector from random things. And yeah, each chest has their own Runic whitelist with a ton of items on it. They're pretty much all maxed out. And they're all on ignore metadata, ignore NBT. And they'll have something else typed in them as well. So like this one, for example, also has all of the diamond gear on it. So all of these will travel to another secondary chest, which has 2 more greedy chests, which are moving even more items out. So I'm moving the diamonds to their own location. Some of them are going to the macerator, but some of them are going specifically to this barrel over here. I don't want to macerate regular diamonds because they have uses in this form, so we're gathering those as well. And same goes for pretty much all of these. There are many whitelists, so this one's handling the chain armor, as well as other random garbage. There's gold, there's iron, there's just a lot of items being put through this. And the best way to do it is just to iteratively go through, see what comes into your barrel. Even still, I have some things that pile up. Looks like skeletons spawn here sometimes. But you just got to see what you want to keep, what you want to throw out. For now, I'm going to AFK here, watch the items fall down, and start building up some resources for the team. And next time they log on, they'll be surprised by how much steel we have, hopefully. So instantly, the witch farm was a massive success. Smelting all this steel is extremely difficult for us, to the point where that's now the bottleneck. But yeah, the steel problem was completely solved by this farm. So I moved on to my next project. Alright, so the plan I'm working on, I want to make a ton of void metal. So I've gotten abyssal blocks. These have 4, what is that called? Tenebrae? Yeah, it is Tenebrae. These have 4 Tenebrae each. The void metal requires 8 of it, and then 8 vacuos, and then 8 alienus. So I went and borrowed a bunch of ender pearls from Toby Corp. These have 4 alien on them. And then my glass bottles from the witch farm have 1 vacuos. Alright, let's start throwing these in. Oh my goodness gracious. Alright, we gotta move though, because the longer we wait, the longer we have aspects decay. Maybe I should have done this in smaller batches. Well, that'd be a lot less fun, I think. I'm creating something horrible. It's beautiful. Aspect mention? I'll leave this barrel here just to throw my inventory again, so I don't want to leave any opportunity to accidentally avoid things that I care about. Alright. I mean, let's just throw our whole iron supply in and see how many of these things we can make. Oh, I'm making thaumium. Okay, yeah, we need to get this out of here. I do want a bit of thaumium, though. That's good, actually. I love the noise it makes. Alright, that's 4,000. It is very quickly decaying. Yo, calm down. Alright, 32 is too much at one time for it. Okay. We have a little bit left to do. Actually, we have a lot left to do. I forgot I was in the barrel. But we can send these to the plate bending machine in the meantime. Now that we have an infinite supply of steam from the witch farm and void metal pipes, it's time to do my next project, which is upgrading all the steam machines. Yeah, Hecuba's on his own stream right now. He's doing some building. Hey, he could use the bronze. We can get more materials. Materials are... It's not a limitation. We can get more. I'm using insane amounts of steel for what I'm doing. Do not invite me to your base. I will use abyssal blocks for everything. I guess I'll put the ovens over here. Only good wall share. I need to make a shortcut to the basement. Maybe I'll go right here. Just bust a hole in the ground. Yeah, that's good. Hopefully Hecuba's not watching right now. So I continued on dismantling the base. I removed all the old steam infrastructure, including all the piping, the old machines, and the old steam production itself. And we're going to move it over to a new area, which I've been working on, where it's going to be all steam multi-blocks. So, I mean, this is as good of a place as any to place this down. Oh no, Hecuba joined. This is not good. I'm not prepared for this. He's not gonna like the ugliness. Right now I'm in the mode where it is functionality first, aesthetics second right now. And then once we catch up a little bit and stabilize, I will go for aesthetics. Alright, it's about halfway done. I still have to finish the forge hammer, washer, mixer, and I'm gonna move the macerators. But it looks good so far. Yo, what is going on, guys? Aspect getting back once again in GTNH. Today I'm on Project Singularity, and we're going to take a look at what happened overnight. So, no, Hecuba kept building. This room turned out awesome. This is the new Steam Blocks room, or Steam Multi-Blocks. And I guess when I went to bed, and I sent him one text, I'm like, Hecuba, you could decorate the room. I'm so tired, because I spent like 4 or 5 hours doing this. And then he popped off. It has a really cool... like multi-layered part to it. It's like you can see in the windows up the top here that there's like a maintenance room above this. I think his intention was to keep the macerators workable. That was just the original spot for the macerator. The room was going to be over there, but you know, it actually turned out really cool because of that. And I also noticed that I didn't build this with any care for centering it, and he worked around that, and you know, it actually turned out to be really cool. From there, I built the rest of the steam multis, and Hecuba followed closely behind on decoration duty. As I said, I'm working in a chemical factory. I am safe from the dangerous materials. I'm not the guy in there like disconnecting and connecting pipes and stuff. I just tell the guys what to do, how to do it safely. I make like plans to do maintenance and stuff like that. It's SK, so true. Just carry some Terrawort. It will counteract whenever you breathe in the toxic chemicals. After a few more hours, we finished the steam multi-blocks room, and man, it is so nice to have bulk processing like this. And with that, it was time to move on to my final project of LV, Beesel. Hello, VOD Watcher Gaming. It is Aspect Gaming back once again. Hope everyone's having a good New Year's. I certainly am. I'm celebrating the only way I know how, which is on Minecraft. But yeah, I just kind of... I thought I was going to go to bed, but I got like a big burst of inspiration seeing Hecuba's stream, so now we're on, and we're going to start working on the base a little bit more. There's a lot left that I got to do before we get MV. And I don't want to jump too far ahead, but I'm going to try to work in some of the auxiliary stuff for Hecuba. So first off, we have this new Beesel power. That is B-Diesel. But it's not done yet. So we have combs being made here. The oily combs, the petroleum combs. They're coming in faster than I thought they would be, but I don't know if it's fast enough yet. So I'm going to work on processing this stuff down. I guess they're all going to go to the same centrifuge system. So that's high enough. If we want to make more of them, we can go back that way. We can go back this way. Just add the pipe where it has to go. So let's get 3... I'm only making 3 things in this. We're making bees and 2 types of combs. So if we do 3 barrels, we should be able to filter them all out. And then these guys are going to go in here. The bees are awesome. They take hours to get perfect. They're extremely powerful, though. It's a large time investment up front, especially in the early game. But the benefits of it are huge. Right, so they're going to go in there. And then this will take it to the centrifuge line. So I'm going to leave room for more of these if I need them. So each of these can give me either the thing that I want or honey drops. Hopefully like a couple, like 8 at most, will last us till we can get multi-blocks. I don't know. I'm kind of hoping to be pleasantly surprised by how good this is. And how much EU is this going to use? Barely anything. How about you? Barely anything. Okay. So I'll probably need like 2 amps. We'll bring 2 amps over. No benzene set up yet? I have never made benzene and I never will. I think it is so lame. That's just my opinion. So this is the good stuff that I want. Alright, this is what we want to connect to. This staircase is old anyways. It is not going to be used much longer. Hecuba always walks down the staircase. Well, now there's going to be a pipe in the middle of it, so... This is like some real-life plant design, by the way. Like, you just need to run a pipe, you just run it over the stairs, and nobody gives a shit. That's really funny. And it's really funny because I've seen stuff like that in plants, IRL. Hecuba's going to trip, fall, and die. I don't care. The industry has to move on. With the comb processing completed, it was now Hecuba's turn to scale it up a bit. He bred a whole ton more bees, but there were still problems with the setup that I had to figure out. We have worked on our power supply, which is apiaries with bees in them that produce petroleum combs. Problem is, this is kind of slow. We can make this, like, very, very significantly better. And also, like, all of our production bees would be a whole lot better if we could upgrade the hives. Oh yeah, if I hold shift on this, this is making 8.683 per hour. That would be a pretty large upgrade. Making magic apiaries in LV is extremely difficult and like technically shouldn't even be possible because it's an infusion recipe and you're not really supposed to have infusion until HV without tier skips. Well, this is Project Singularity, so I decided to batch out the materials for 32 magic apiaries. To get started with that though, I needed some upgrades for my Thaumcraft gear. So to do that, I first wanted to get some more hearts at Hecuba's shop. Once I was satisfied, it was time to head into Twilight Forest. You gotta love a Twilight Forest, man. Alright, it's that easy. I need 3 of these Thaumonite caps. Alright, I need a way to get balance shards that is not annoying to get. There is a plant that grows a thing that has like every primal aspect on it. I don't remember what it's called. But the server's gonna restart anyways. Let's go and plant one of these and just see what they look like. What about Hove Growth? Yeah, it's pretty good. And then these guys. Hey, yeah, look at that. Yeah, Joffmag, we have Eyes of Ender. There's a farm with like there's some kind of like Ender crop from Ice 2 crops. But I think it was Massiox who grinded it out, like Ice 2 crop breeding. Now everyone has like a renewable source of Ender Eyes from the Steam Age. I was starting to get a long wish list of stuff that I wanted from Thaumcraft, so it's finally time for me to make my own infusion setup. There we go. We'll do 2 stacks of the Ancient Cobblestone, and then we'll call it a day. That should be good enough for a while. The reason I'm making so many Ancient Cobblestone slabs is that they all count as infusion stabilizers for your altar. They are extremely easy to make and even easier to spam. And this brought me to the end of that day's work, but I got straight back to streaming the next day. It is Greg time. Don't get used to this time slot, by the way. I've been off work a lot with the holidays, so... Regardless, plans for today. Tomorrow's MV on the server. I don't know what we're gonna do yet. There haven't been many talks for, like, if there's like a group, like ribbon cutting or whatever you call it, ceremony again. I assume there will be. But the good news is it's on a Friday, so I'll have a lot of time. Bad news is I'm not even close to ready yet. In LV, magic apiaries are not cheap. First off, they require 5 of the weirdest materials from different magic bees, that being magic wax, phased pollen, unusual pollen, amnesic wax, and soulful wax. Each one of these 5 components comes from a different type of bee with their own unusual breeding chains. The good news is I don't do any of that. Larry already put all the work in to make a beeline for the magic bees, and he's graciously allowed us to borrow some of them. That saved me a lot of time, but I still had to acquire thousands of Praecantatio, Sano, Ignis, Lucrum, Examinus, and Herba. I got Herba from saplings, Examinus from bones in the nether, Lucrum from gold, Ignis and some Praecantatio from blaze powder, and Sano from obsidian dust. I organized all this essentia into way too many jars and stacked it all right next to my infusion altar. In order to complete such a large distillation project in LV, I had to invest in some infrastructure for Thaumcraft already. So what I came up with here, we have 4 different arcane alembics on alchemical furnaces, of course, all powered by Elementum. This is where you put your items in, they're going to be broken down. It goes into a loop of essentia buffers. And what these things do, they buffer essentia in one way, but you can actually filter them. So if you right-click with a wand like this, it will disconnect it. But if you shift right-click, you can change this, like, I guess it's like a ring on it, kind of. Well, the blue ring is going to mean that the suction going backwards is 1, and the red ring means it's 0. So what I was able to do here is create a one-way track of essentia buffers. So what happens here is that they come straight out of the alembics and start traveling this way in the loop. And then what happens is the first place they reach are these void jars. Void jars have a pretty high suction, so whenever it's going to see these jars, aspects that I don't want any more of are going to be going into these jars. And what I was left with was all the products that I wanted, which in this case is just a ton of Sano, which I still have lying over here days later. With all the essentia distilled, it was time to begin crafting the Apiaries, which was a very slow process. So I multitasked by reading the Thaumonomicon a bit. This guy needs to stop using the Spamton text style. I don't know if Hecuba knows what Thaumcraft is all about. Can I pose for a thumbnail? Guy that does magic. I took a bit of a break after all that crafting, but I came back on later with Hecuba for another stream to do some final MV prep.
Hey guys, Hecuba Gaming here.
Hecuba Gaming here.
No.
I accidentally made like 1,000,000 rubber rings, so we're kind of good on those for a while.
Well, I was asking you, do you need 10 stacks of rubber rings? And you said yes.
No, you said the rubber
It's like,
rounds. The rubber rounds. So the
oh,
rounds are really good. They are a pure source of instrumentum, which is that like bluish purple thing they use to repair the Oblivion frame.
yeah. I know enough. I'm proud of myself. I know what an instrumentum is.
Let's go. I can teach you more about it if you want. It's not that bad.
No.
No. He's a hater. Oh, stream is cropped? My bad, I'm bad.
I'm glad our base has finally breached the surface, though, because our whole area is very underwhelming from the surface. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with this room, though.
It might give me some inspiration. Let me look. I don't know, man. Okay, I'm gonna do my thing I want to do instead of procrastinating. I have to make
Real?
like every Thaumic Basis plant right now.
Get to work. You have 12 hours.
I do have 12
Actually,
hours.
no, you have more like 15 hours.
Gold can be tough to come by though. Just make a lot of chests, and then in LV start making the better barrels.
Just build a witch farm. It's that easy.
Just build a witch farm. It's that until they nerf it. It's that easy. It's so right.
Oh wait, yeah. Because we've made witch farms so well known with this server, they're gone.
They're cooked.
Next update, anti-fun devs.
Whatever. They're watching Goose's videos and they're like, "Yep, that's next on the list."
They got a hit list.
Okay, what the hell was that? What is this recipe? Free redstone recipe. Yeah, what the hell is that? I'll just throw some dispensers in because I have millions of them. Some time spent thom crafting later. You're gonna love this. Maybe you should turn your volume down a little bit. Oh boy, the void plant seed. Let's go. Now I need some farmland.
I don't think this is terrible, though. I think we still have a place. What if I put them on the front-facing side only? No, it's still not quite right.
Sit back and relax, chat. GTNH ASMR. Magic player ASMR, by the way. Yeah, I think that's about it for today. I'm pretty much just procrastinating while building more magic apiaries. In the rest of that stream, I fully finished the magic apiaries area with Hecuba. Our production is so much better of diesel now. This is a couple days later, but we are just so buffered up on fuel, it is insane. Every one of those is 500 fuel. So yeah, we're good to go for MV. But yeah, that's it for this episode of Project Singularity. I will see you all next time in MV. Hopefully you stick by me and Hecuba, see our progression. And yeah, thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time. Have a good day.